Backrooms is new in cinemas from A24. I've seen it. Let's talk about it. Hey stranger, welcome back to the video, a brand new movie review. Today we're talking all about A24's brand new movie called Backrooms. It is in cinemas across the UK right now. Before we start talking about it, as always, a friendly reminder, these are just my thoughts. Don't let this dictate whether or not you go and see it. You might see it and feel totally differently to me. That is okay. Movies aren't made to cater for everyone. Without any further ado, we start talking about this film. And this kind of was one that I wasn't really fussed about. My partner really wanted to see it from the get-go when the first trailers were released. So this has been like booked for ages. But like, was it booked? It's been confirmed that we were going to go and see it together for ages. As you know, if you've watched any of my other A24 movie reviews, I have a very kind of love-hate relationship with A24 films, purely because they really have their niche, and there are quite a few exceptions to the rule. I really enjoyed Warfare, I quite enjoyed the drama, I enjoyed Materialists, that was an A24. There's quite a handful of A24 movies that I do enjoy. However, this to me felt, unfortunately, like classic A24 when I say I really didn't like this film. Nothing to do with the fact that it was scary or anything like that. Like, it wasn't to do with, I don't know what it was. I just really didn't enjoy it. This is not a horror film. It's more of a thriller. There's a few jump scares. That's about it in terms of scared. And I don't like scary films. I don't. However, having said that, this film, I didn't enjoy this film because it was scary. It wasn't scary. It just felt very meaningless, very pointless, very slow. And it just felt like there was a huge lack of plot. Like, it made sense. Once it all came together, it made sense-ish. Like, in terms of what they were trying to do and the way that they linked these characters. Like I could understand what was going on, but I didn't understand why. I didn't understand why he was like this, and I didn't understand why the people in these places were the way they were, and like a bit disjointed. If you've seen the film, you'll know. I'm trying to do a very spoiler-free movie review, but I just didn't understand why. Like, I understood what they were showing us, but I didn't understand the deeper meaning behind what was going on. Like, yeah, that's the best way I can describe it. I didn't understand the true meaning behind everything. I understood surface level what was going on, but actually physically behind, like, you know, the meaning behind this plot, I just didn't understand it whatsoever. Annoying because, you know, it has been quite hyped up, but there's been a lot of reviews similar to what I'm saying, and I thought, oh, that's not true. There's been loads of great reviews. No, I really didn't enjoy it, sadly. I enjoyed the cast. I thought the leading guy was great. I believe, now this could be totally wrong, but he was the guy in the latest Bridget Jones movie, Mad About the Boy. Is it him? Might not be him. But I really enjoyed his acting. And, you know, for the most part, to begin with, I was like, oh, this could be quite intriguing. But it just felt very slow, very meaningless. And there was a lot of, like, dead time in terms of nothing's actually happening. And it would make sense if you were trying to create, like, a jump scare, or trying to create, like, something to, I don't know, scare the audience. I don't know, but it literally was just like, here's some creepy music, and here's somebody walking around a bunch of yellow corridors. And after a while, after 5 minutes of that, I was over it. It wasn't scary. I was over it. And it did just sort of feel like a bit of a loop of that. And yeah, I really, like, I hate to be negative, and I love to try and find positives in each of my films. But I just didn't like this film. I really didn't. So I'm very sorry. Very sorry, because I know that a lot of people do, and maybe this is because A24 have a very target audience. They have their niche for these films, and like I keep saying, perhaps I'm not in their niche of an audience, but then I get films that I watch from A24 and really enjoy. So I'm like, I don't understand. I don't understand. But, you know, there have been a lot of great reviews on this film, and there's been a lot of bad reviews on this film. It's a very 50-50 split, I would argue. But I think ultimately it comes down to kind of whether this style of movie is your film. But it's a really hard style to describe unless you go and see it. So, yeah, it's a real tricky one. You'll hear loads of mixed reviews, and ultimately I don't think any review you can kind of listen to and judge, because I really just think this film is so specific on personal taste that it's, you know, it's really hard to judge. If you like this film, you'll like Backrooms. Well, that's not necessarily the case. I don't think there's going to be a single film that you could kind of name that I would say, yeah, you can compare it to that. So if you liked this, then you might like Backrooms. I don't know. I just think it is very much a niche. Then again, that's my opinion. I could be totally wrong, and maybe I am wrong. But that's what I thought on Backrooms, literally seeing it 20 minutes ago. So there you go. Like I say, thoughts on Backrooms done in this video. Thank you very much for watching. Before I wrap up this movie review, as always, what do you rate it out of 10? Will it join my collection? I think you could probably put the answer to at least one of those questions. I hate to say it, I'm giving it a 2 out of 10. The last A24 movie that I watched was Undertone. That was also just as bad. I would say this is better than Undertone, but Undertone and Backrooms are still the worst films that I've watched this year, sadly. My partner tried to find at least some good things to say about this film, and I just rolled my eyes and said, shut up. Shut up. We're just trying to justify the £9 you spent on the ticket. That's why. Enjoy my DVD collection. And yeah, no guesses. No guesses. No prizes for guessing. No, that's correct. It won't be joining my DVD collection anytime soon. There you go. Like I say, Backrooms in the UK cinemas across the UK. In the UK cinemas across the UK. Oh, you can tell how much this film has sent me to sleep. I am so exhausted. Backrooms is in cinemas across the UK right now. In the description below is the movie plot, a link to the movie trailer, as well as a link to my movie review playlist. It features every single movie review that I've ever done. More to come soon, including Toy Story 5, Disclosure Day, and the amazing Digital Circus, The Last Act. I'm seeing all of those very soon. You'll hear my thoughts on all three very soon. And other than that, I shall see you in another video, and hopefully a movie review very soon.